We have sunny and calm weather here in the district this morning, but will that last throughout the entirety of the week? I'll have more details coming up from your complete forecast.
And this morning on DC News Now, a Montgomery County firefighter dies in the line of duty. The latest in the investigation into his death. Plus, a local organization helping in California as the wildfires continue. What they're doing and how you can help too. And the Commanders playing their first playoff game since 2020. What they need to do to take down the Buccaneers and move on to the next round.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good morning. Thank you for waking up with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tosin Fakila. Your time, it is 8 o'clock. It's Sunday, January 12th, Football Sunday, Commanders Playoff Football Sunday, to be precise. Dare I say, it feels like it just might be Football Sunday weather. Let's head on outside with a live look. This is over the National Cathedral. The sun is up. It looks beautiful. It is sunny. It feels a little calm out there as well. But will it stay that way today and the rest of the week? Let's talk to meteorologist Derek Bowen with a check of our forecast on this Sunday. Give us some good news because there's football on TV today.
There is football on TV today, and I don't think any of the wind is going to cause any problems with the satellite dish, so I think you're going to be A-okay. Just hopefully the cable system can keep it on. We're looking at, of course, weather across the region as we head about today. Looking at, of course, nice sunny skies across the area. We have, of course, maybe a few clouds this morning here and there. May have to see those clouds, especially further north you go. But all in all, we're looking at, of course, temperatures into the 20s to start out today, moving up into the 30s, maybe even hitting 40 degrees by the time it's all said and done. Temperatures currently 29 here in Washington, likewise for Philly. Moving over towards Charleston, West Virginia right now, they're into the teens, 13 in fact, awfully chilly, especially in and along the Ohio River Valley, looking at those temperatures into the upper teens and lower 20s throughout. It is awfully cold in some parts of the U.S. this morning, especially into the upper Midwest, where they're seeing a bit of snowfall with this next system coming in. While this next system won't deliver us some snow, back behind that system we have, of course, more of that Arctic air coming in for midweek.
All right, Derek, thank you. And some of that snow still has not melted from the snowstorm we had Monday and the little bit of snow from early yesterday morning. This is video from Forestville in Prince George's County. A lot of snow still lining the streets as temperatures remain frigid. Many sidewalks covered as well, so be careful when you're walking around outside. And with the lingering snow, Virginia State Police warning drivers of the dangerous road conditions. Troopers say they responded to over 400 incidents, including 94 crashes across the state between midnight and noon yesterday. Now, with the snow behind us, VSP advising drivers to use headlights, slow down, and avoid tailgating so everyone is safe on the roads. And the district still under a cold weather emergency because of that bitter cold. Officials are reminding people to stay inside if possible, bundle up if you are outside, and consider checking on neighbors and people who are vulnerable, including the elderly. 8:03 happening now. First responders continue to work to put out the California wildfires, and help from our area is in California supporting those whose lives have been upended. DC News Now's Dave Laval tells us how one DC organization is doing its part.
The World Central Kitchen is known for providing relief all around the world. Now the DC organization is doing that closer to home.
They're heroes.
Chef Jose Andres praises the work of first responders working to contain those massive wildfires burning across Los Angeles. But Chef Jose and his team from World Central Kitchen also deserve credit for easing people's pain. Members of the DC-based charity have provided meals since the fires broke out earlier this week.
We knew that we need to get there and we need to act fast.
Wendy Escobedo is the organization's response director for this operation. She and others are based in L.A.
Got food trucks going and we just started making things happen. So, people were out there with sandwiches, with fresh fruit, with water for people.
Food trucks are set up all around the region, providing meals to anyone who needs one.
Well, honestly, it's, of course, extremely devastating.
World Central Kitchen staff work around the clock. It's long hours, but very rewarding.
everybody just being together and showing up for the community has been really incredible to see. The beauty of the work that we do is that even though some of us are not from here, we become part of this community really quickly.
These men and women of the firefighters, they are the best of the best, man.
Chef Jose and his team are doing their part to support those putting their lives on the line to help their neighbors. There's no word how long the World Central Kitchen will help fire victims in Los Angeles. Along the National Mall, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Thank you, Dave. The death toll in those fires in LA County has jumped to 16. According to California Office of Emergency Services, over 150,000 people have been forced to evacuate, and the fires have consumed over 60 square miles. Over 14,000 personnel are working to help put out the flames, including multiple volunteers from Mexico. As of last night, the fires were only about 15% contained, with strong winds expected on Monday. And if you have been watching all the wildfire coverage and want to help out, here's how you can. DC News Now and our parent company Nexstar teaming up with the American Red Cross to assist families in Southern California. You can make a donation by going to our website, dcnewsnow.com, and search Help California Wildfires, or easy, you can scan that QR code on your screen and it'll take you right to that page. Developing now, a Montgomery County firefighter is dead after responding to a house fire in Laurel. This happened at about 5 p.m. yesterday at a house on Bradford Drive near I-95. Montgomery County Fire Chief says the 46-year-old, who served 22 years, suffered an emergency at the scene of the fire. He was taken to a hospital where he later died. The exact cause of that person's death has not been confirmed. The firefighter's body will be sent to the medical examiner's office for a full autopsy. And in the district, police are looking for this car in connection to a deadly hit and run in Southeast. Officials say the driver hit 64-year-old Michael McCorkle, who was walking his bike across Southern Avenue near Ridge Road. This was at about 9 o'clock Wednesday. Investigators say the driver left the scene. There's a reward of up to $8,000 for any information that leads to a conviction in this case. In Maryland, Prince George's County officials looking for this man on your screen in connection to a triple shooting inside a Clinton home. Officials say Alfonso Brown is a person of interest. Officers responded to the house on Clayton Lane at about noon yesterday. They found 2 men and 1 woman shot. Officials say all 3 now in stable condition in the hospital. If you have any information, contact police. 807, thousands of volunteers helped remove wreaths off the graves of veterans at Arlington National Cemetery. Organizers say over 2,000 volunteers showed up yesterday, removing about 260,000 wreaths. Those wreaths were originally placed early December, also by volunteers. The volunteers were given hot chocolate and cider as they worked in those cold temperatures. Hey, it's football Sunday and it's playoff time for the Washington Commanders. The team is in Tampa for their first playoff game since 2020. Craig Hoffman from the Team 980 has details on how the Burgundy and Gold can take down the Bucs and move on in the playoffs.
Playoffs, gotta love it. 3 keys to the game for the Commanders to get a second playoff game and their first playoff win since 2005. Number 1, your stars have to play like stars. You have to get great performances from Jayden Daniels at the quarterback position. That's a given in a playoff game. But also, can that performance involve a big day for Terry McLaurin? In so many ways, as this offense goes, it goes by Terry. So getting him involved early and often and in big explosive plays is a huge key for Cliff Kingsbury, Jayden Daniels, and the Commanders offense. Number 2, don't hurt yourself. Penalties have been such a big hindrance to this team. Offensively, holds, false starts, the kind of unforced, especially the false starts, unforced errors that are just silly things that get in your own way. Don't do that. And then defensively, holding penalties, pass interference, all those kinds of things. You want to be physical without committing penalties, so being really on top of the technique and making sure that you don't give up free yardage and free first downs. Huge. And then last but not least, can you control Baker Mayfield? He is a guy that is really slippery and really dangerous. He throws with a ton of conviction. He throws, really well and really accurately outside the pocket. But if you can keep him in the pocket, muddy his windows, get hands in his face, he'll throw you the ball. And you can tip too. He's not the biggest quarterback. Get tip balls and create a couple turnovers. That would be an enormous help for Washington.
Well, the last time Washington got a win in the playoffs was the 2005-2006 season. That win was against these Bucks as well. So we're hoping for a different outcome. Kickoff for today's game is at 8 p.m. in Tampa Bay. All right, Derek, so they're playing in Tampa. Is Tampa having better weather for football today than, I guess about the same as us?
I think it's a little bit better, per se, because they're already at our high temperature for today. They're already at 43 degrees, and they're going to get up to like 62 today. And by kickoff, it's going to be into the low to mid 50s. By the end of the game, it's going to be into the low 50s and upper 40s. So not necessarily a bad play on weather, especially as you head off in towards Tampa. For us, though, we have, of course, a nice, beautiful sunshine this morning, but we do have, of course, a cooler temperature, so just dress appropriately for the outside. It's 29 degrees out there right now. South winds at 6 miles per hour. We're going to see a good bit of sun as we head throughout the day. A few clouds, especially further off towards the north along the Mason-Dixon line, but temperatures getting up close to 40 as we head in towards this afternoon.